why James says, show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. Now, when that faith is real, works will follow. But I don't get saved. I don't do works to get saved. I do works because I am saved. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God had before ordained. They which have believed in God must be careful to maintain good works. Let your light so shine that men may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So Paul says, I don't want to have my own righteousness. When you get upset at failing and you want to give up, and you keep looking at what you're not doing right and what you haven't done right, and you're beating yourself down, you're trying to perform for God. You need to rest in him, in the word, get filled with the Spirit, and let God live his life through you. Let him do the work through you. Just as that branch that is attached to the vine gets the sap and the nutrients from the vine and produces the fruit, the branch does nothing but abides in the vine. The branch does no work. It's just hooked to the vine. What is the branch doing? Look at it. The branch isn't moving. It's doing nothing. But it's producing fruit because of the vine. That's why he said, abide in me. It's resting in him that produces fruit. It's abiding in him that produces fruit. Paul says that I won't have my own righteousness. Verse 10, his next desire, that I might know him, that I might win him, be found in him, not have my own righteousness, and to know him. You see, all of this is about who? Jesus Christ. Everything that Paul taught and pointed to is about Jesus Christ. Every single thing. That's what this word is about. The Bible is Christological. It is meaning it is Christ-centered. And that's what our lives should be about. Everything should be about him. And again, like I said, going forward, this week coming up, I want you guys to get close to God, be committed to spending some time in the Word, and let God give you the victory in inches. Because trying to get the victory in miles doesn't work for some of us. So his desire is to win Christ, be found in him, not having his own righteousness, and to know him. It's him.
It's all about him. That's all it's about.
Paul just him. You see, he uses that a lot of times in these verses because it's all about him. He talks about Christ. That's all Paul talks about is Christ. He's not talking about how long he's been in ministry. Paul never writes a verse on, I'm celebrating my 40th year in ministry. He never does that. He always points people to Jesus Christ, and that's what we should do. Look at the next one in verse 10. So that I may know him, and not only that, him and the power of his resurrection, him and his power. And that's where the growth comes from, where we begin to manifest the power of God in our lives. And his power. So my wife and I watched a video on this guy that went to a remote island, and he sent them a letter, and it's the Sentinel tribe, right? This tribe, and they told him don't come. So the people warn people, don't go to this island because they'll kill you. They don't want nobody there, right? Because you're outsiders, they don't want technology, they don't want nothing. Right. So he went there and they killed him, right? Now, he wrote letters and he said that he's doing this for Christ and he don't mind dying. That's wonderful. He gave up his life for the gospel of Jesus Christ. That is so wonderful. That's awesome. But when you're going into a barbarous people like Paul did, the snake in this land, this remote island at the time, and this barbarous people like they were, A snake bit Paul.